Yo! What's up, y'all? How is everyone today on this beautiful Wednesday? Welcome. We're getting close to the end of April, the good old month that I love. It's come and gone. We're moving on to May now. Why do these months go by so freaking fast? What is happening? How is everybody, though? Who we got? We got both of the OOs today. Thank you, OO, for moderating. We have Rexiami today. Thank you for moderating. What's up, Rosie, Jupiter, Chloe, Hanako, Christian, Kayla, Togami? How you been? How you been? I hope everybody's doing good today. Lala Fushi, what's up? I'm gonna miss you so much, dude. I'm on my way to the mental hospital. Why? Are you okay? Valkyrie, what's going on? My birthday is in May. Hey, we got some May birthdays in here. So it looks like the game is completely fine this time around. No issues. I see my save files from yesterday, so we're good. The game booted up. It looks like it was the freaking... What I found out, actually, is I've had that antivirus for about maybe a month or well, since December on my computer, and I figured out that it wasn't letting me open a lot of games, right? So when I uninstalled it yesterday, the games that weren't opening, because I thought my computer was just like broken or something like that, the games that used to not open, right, are opening now. And I'm like, what the freak? So I can actually play games again. So I'm happy. Yeah, I'm chill. It sucks that I'm celebrating my birthday in the hospital. I'm sorry about that. It's chill though. I think I'll get released in time for my birthday party. Well, that's good. That's a good thing. I hope you get to celebrate your birthday and you have fun. Stay safe, Lala. I'm glad that you stopped by. My birthday is 3 days after yours. When is Chloe's birthday? Let's see. May 26th. Nice. Towards the end of the month. Towards, what is that? Memorial Day? I'm going for my operation in the summer. I hope you have a good operation. Stay safe. What is... Oh, man. We're about to hit summer, huh? Quirks the Bomb. What's up? So, summertime... This is the weird month, right? Like April and May is really weird because everybody's taking their final exams and such. So every time I stream for the next maybe like month, you'll probably see people coming in and out saying like, oh, I'm studying for exams or I'm taking my exams or something like that. So, but I'm happy that people are going to be out of school during, what is it, like June, probably bits of May, July, August. Some people are out of school until September, I think. Yo, my homie, how do I send the art to you? I did draw us. Oh, you can send it to me on Twitter. It's in the link down below, or you can send it to my Discord. If you join the Discord, I'm on there. My DMs are open. You can just send me anything. Yeah, school ends in 2 weeks and 2 days for me. That's what's up. Do you have any final exams that you're gonna have to do for school? Okay, let me let's change. My birthday and my graduation is in the same week, so it'll be crazy. That's gonna be a really busy week for you. Dang. I really don't miss homework and studying. Heck nah. What's up, Summon Sloth? How you been? Yo, yo, yo. Okay, so I found out. Actually, I'll keep it to myself. YouTube. What's up, y'all? How is everybody doing today? We're playing some more Danganronpa Lapse. This is the end of chapter 2. We're gonna see the investigation, the trial, and who gets executed here. I'm really upset that Cyrus went. Cyrus was somebody that I thought was going to last to the end because Cyrus has a lot of potential, right? I think Cyrus and Forte have the most potential to like be like crazy characters because we don't really know much about Forte, to be honest. You know, Forte just seems interesting. What's up, Alice? How have you been? Not you withholding the tea. Sorry. I think Nagito is the culprit. Nagito is in this game. No, actually, no, he's not. All right, so let's get into it. I think we left off here. The investigation. Ooh, how it just jumps in that transition like that. That is smooth. I like that. I like that. Okay. So we have a lot of stuff to click this time around. Let's check out the kiosk. The kiosk has been knocked over. There's a faint streak of blood on the screen. It appears to be broken. How do you figure? I'm just taking a shot in the dark, but I think the Monokuma file was printed from the casino kiosk because this one wasn't operational. Canon has the victim report if you want to take a look. Probably some technology involving proximity or some such. I really couldn't say since that sort of thing is out of my depth. I wonder if the kiosk is being knocked over has anything to do with specifically with what happened here. I can't say. The streak of blood implies that it may have been interacted with, but to what extent is beyond me. The kiosk being knocked over may have just been a casualty during whatever struggle occurred here, but the streak bothered me. What's up, Derek? How you been? Thanks for coming by the way. Appreciate you. What's up, bro? I just keep confusing Danganronpa Cyrus and Lapse Cyrus. They act nothing alike. What? Yeah, I know, Justin. They don't act alike. I can see how you can mix them up. What's up, Lilia? All right, let's check out Cyrus's body, even though I kind of don't want to look at it. Low key. The gun wound was front and center in Cyrus's chest. Blood had sucked through his shirt. The deep pigment inundated the cloth and oozed onto the carpet. The gun wound very clearly told his cause of death. But my eyes were curiously drawn to Cyrus's blood-stained hands. The blood could have only come from one source, his wound. He must have tried in vain to stop the gun wound from bleeding out. I trembled at the thought of what ended up being a futile act. God, this man got shot. That'd be the worst way to go out, to be honest, right? Exotic, what's going on? What's up, Ultimate Darkness? How you been? Been good, fam. Wanted to come through and show you some love. I appreciate that. Thank you. It always excites me when you guys stop by. Broken glass and torn fabric littered the floor around and underneath Cyrus's body. Yeah, he got shot in the stomach. A struggle occurred here, that's for sure. It took place before Cyrus fell. The display case must have broke during the altercation. He was killed sometime after, falling atop the refuse. That makes sense. It seems like the only way the room could have gotten so messy. Well, of course, no one's going to be cautious about their surroundings when their life is on the line. Yeah, that's a good point. Maybe the kiosk was him trying to get up. He like crawled over to it. I don't know. Or it could have been the culprit knocked it over just to make it look more messy in here. I feel like it was Missy because she has the gun. No, it can't be Missy. I don't think Missy would kill him. Missy's revolver, the weapon that took Cyrus's life. The gun handle is covered in blood. 4 shots were fired, leaving 1 bullet. Quite a few people knew about the gun, so it might be difficult to determine who went to retrieve it. I think there's a good chance that it could be Ashley, low-key. I know that's kind of like... I know some people are like, well, that's kind of obvious, but it might be. An overturned gasoline container. It's almost empty. Ew, it smells in here. Yeah, the smoke lounge wasn't really a pleasant place to begin with, but this? What do you mean? Well, when Ash and I visited the smoke lounge for the first time, the air was heavy with cigar smoke, I'm assuming. So to see liquor and gasoline spilled all over the place adding to the smell, it's not helping much. I'll say that. I see. I didn't visit this place beforehand, so I can't really say, but I'll take your word for it. But gasoline seems out of place here, doesn't it? Yeah, I wonder if it came from the garage. That is probably exactly where it came from. Blowtorch. Sometimes how is more important than why, yeah. It's a blowtorch. So that's what he was getting from the kitchen earlier. Huh? What are you talking about? That came from the kitchen? You recall I crossed paths with Cyrus early in the morning, a bit before I started testing the rules by destroying the ovens. It was a brief meeting, but I was curious as to why he was in there as well. He must have smuggled the butane torch out. And you didn't say anything? Why should I have? I mean, you could have stopped him far in advance from whatever he was going to do with it. He's dead, and clearly didn't get the chance to do anything anyway. Well, come on, Lyle! If the blowtorch went off, the whole room would have gone up in flames, considering the amount of alcohol spilled all over the floor. Hey, if you guys could, hit that like button for me. I always forget to say that. So if you could do that, I'd really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. What's Sabin up to this whole chapter? That's a good question, Soul Forever. I have no idea. They've been hiding. They've been hiding. Oh, wait. I can go back. Ash, hang in there. Let's examine her body. I guess he had nothing to say about that. Blake Roblox, what's up? Good morning. Ashley's hands were covered in blood. She didn't appear to have any sort of wounds, so the blood on her hands could have potentially come from only one place. Did Ashley try to prevent Cyrus's death? If that were the case, whoever shot Cyrus could be the same person who took Ashley out so she wouldn't reveal the assailant. I mean, it could have been somebody that used her to kill Cyrus. And then it's going to end up being... she's going to end up being the killer somehow due to that. Okay, I think I have investigated everything. I just need to discuss now with everyone. Lyle looked particularly aggravated. This place is a mess. There's no mistaking the fact that a struggle occurred. Are you going to finish Danganronpa Next Generation? SDR? Next Generation? It's not finished yet. Margie's been taking her time on that recently. I noticed that. It's still in the class... It's in the Chapter 4 class trial. It's like right towards the end, but it hasn't had an execution or anything yet, so... we have to wait. That seems to be the case. It's a shame I wasn't closer when this took place. Even after I swept the 3rd floor earlier this morning, I managed to miss something as big as this. Call it bad timing. About that, where were you this afternoon after the fact? Huh? Are you suspecting me? I have to suspect everyone! Well, no. It would just help to know where you were so we could say you're in the clear. I was with Say. Say? But didn't she keep herself locked up in a room all day? Beats me. All I know is that after I heard the second gunshot sound from somewhere upstairs, I saw Say poke her head out of her room. I dragged her out for my safety and hauled her around with me to find out where the shots were coming from. We were on the 2nd floor by the time a 3rd shot went off. So you two can vouch for each other's whereabouts? Yeah? What of it? Nothing. So Lyle has an alibi that can be verified by Say. I should talk to Say if their stories line up. What puzzles me the most is where did a gun even come from? Well, we kind of know about that. I don't expect you to believe me, but it was in Missy's possession. She brought it out to boldly state that she would not be firing it. She even recommended we travel in groups in any case something bad happened. So even if by the off chance someone did fire it, we'd be in groups, able to witness alongside our partner. Lyle was astonished. Really? What kind of tactician would reveal their hand like that? I mean, it was a symbol of trust in a way. I certainly am not going to use it to cause harm, and I really didn't think Missy would. That aside, it almost seems like she was micromanaging everyone's expectations and locations by doing so. Kinda. Lyle just scoffed and continued to loom over Cyrus's body. I would say be kind of patient with a lot of the Instagram rompas, because a lot of those people that make the Instagram rompas are like in high school. And now, as I said earlier, like they're going through exams and such. So they're probably not going to be working on their fangans in the next like week or two. You know what I mean? Banta's really moving on Super Mario Rompa though. So I think we will be reacting to that pretty soon. But other than that, the other Instagram rompas have kind of like mellowed out right now. They're like kind of on a hiatus for the most part. So 4 shots were fired. 4 out of the 5 existing bullets in that gun's chamber. 4 shots. I noticed, however, there are 3 holes in the wall of a smoke lounge. Then those 3 weren't the ones that killed Cyrus. Yes, 1 bullet is lodged in his chest. The problem is finding out in what order these shots were fired. Which one was the one that killed him? Missy furrowed her brow. Echo. Her voice was a hushed whisper. I sincerely hope this hasn't tarnished your view of me. Huh? It's very clear that this crime has my name written all over it. I was the one who revealed the gun to be in my possession. I was the one who left it out in the open, and I have no partner to support my whereabouts during the crime. That's a yikes, yikes, and another yikes. Wow. And despite that, I cannot tell you my alibi. Huh? Why not? Missy, what would you have me think after you just said all that? Please, trust me. I don't know if I can. She sighed. I cannot argue with that. We'll just have to let the trial discussion command our judgment. I must try to produce a compelling enough argument. Missy. Aw. I hope it's not her. I don't think it is, though. Oh. Echo. Oh. Say's hands were trembling. I'm so sorry about Ashley. It's scary, but I'm trying to pull through. It was a relief to see her still breathing, but I need to find out who would have such ill will toward her. That's very noble. If there's anything I can help you with, let me know. Actually, yes, there is. What is it? I was stuck in the art gallery when the crime was going on across the hall. Couldn't open the doors whatsoever. I heard some footsteps and voices after some time, so I banged on the main hall's doors. I remember somebody calling Lyle's name. Like, Lyle was talking to somebody at one point. That's right. You were the first person I saw. Do you know why the doors were blocked? Yeah. The double doors handles were bound together with rope. I'm guessing it was from the climbing center, so when I heard your voice from inside, I unbound the rope and you came running out. She demonstrated how she found the rope by replicating the state on the smoke lounge doors. Oh, what the heck? Rope? I went with Ashley to the climbing center. She got rope to bind Cyrus. Did the culprit steal it from her and instead bind the doors to lock me in the art gallery? I guess so. That's strange. I was also wondering where you were earlier this morning. I know Missy tried to call you out this morning, but you declined. That sounds like something Ashley would do to maybe possibly protect Echo. Say's worried brow furrowed deeper. Well, I just thought after the events of yesterday, if someone's going to kill me, it doesn't matter what I do. What was she saying? And what I wanted to do was stay in my room. The killer could break my door down or whatever, but it was going to happen. Fate would find a way, so be it. You know, after I heard the second gunshot ringing out, I peeked out of curiosity. Who even had a gun in the first place? But it was pointless. Lyle had to drag me out and run me all over 3 floors just to find a bunch of nothing. Ugh. Say mumbled a train of thoughts to herself, but it didn't seem like she wanted an answer for her ponderings. I see. Well, thanks, Say. They seem to possess a haphazard reaction to the recent events. Regardless, Lyle confirmed that he and Say were together when they heard the gunshots, and neither of them were even aware someone had a gun in the first place. You think it was Say? Say was trying to help Echo get out of the art room, so it could not be Say? Oh, you're saying it's not Say. Is it possible someone shot twice and then the last one was the actual killing? That would suck not knowing if you're the culprit or not. Hypotheticals is active? Yeah, Hypotheticals has been moving right now. That is one fan game that has been updating a lot recently. How do I get out of this? Oh, investigate. Was there anything I missed? Felt like I clicked on everything. I have to... Oh, there's more people to talk to in here. Here's Forte. The scene is quite unruly. I'm uncertain whether it would be more or less difficult to determine the culprit in this scenario, considering the many questionable items lying about. Yeah, as opposed to what happened to Pandora, this is a bit jarring. Where were you, though? I remember seeing you go into the garage with Cannon earlier when we paired off to search the 3rd floor. Yes, and that is precisely where we ended up. Huh? The 2 of us were investigating the garage as thoroughly as possible, but found nothing of note. We then went outside to investigate the other personal room doors at the end of the 3rd floor living quarters hall. I think I remember somebody screaming like, why are you in how did you get into the personal rooms, right? Remember someone mentioning that when Echo was hearing someone talk through the door? But as you may have figured out already, these personal room doors are locked. Yeah, so how did they get in there then? Huh. I heard him mutter something under his breath as he grazed the blue butterfly pin on his scarf, but I couldn't quite understand what was said. Ahem, where was I? Ken and I then heard the first shot of 4. We rushed into the garage and barricaded the doors from the inside. You barricaded the doors? We thought it would be the best course of action to protect ourselves. Neither of us had the gun, so it had to be someone else. A reasonable conclusion, is it not? After that first shot and through to the fourth, we hid away in the garage until we heard a commotion in the third floor halls. It was quite frightening, hearing all 4 of those shots in such close vicinity. I never thought we would come upon this gruesome scene. Forte sighed and mournfully looked at Ashley. So Forte and Cannon blocked the doors. That explains why the garage side double doors wouldn't open. He didn't tell us everything. We're missing a lot from that. I approached Cannon as she overlooked the 2 scenes from the doorway opening between the rooms. You're probably wondering where I was this afternoon after we departed to search the 3rd floor. I was with Forte in the garage for a large portion of the afternoon, as well as during the duration of the 4 shots fired. He can vouch for my alibi. You and Ashley came upstairs after, right? Yeah, we did. Didn't run into you 2 at all, though. We spent most of our time in the garage. It seemed to have the most potential for something useful out of the 4 rooms. Cannon silently surveyed the state of Ashley's body, then across the doorway at Cyrus's distant figure. Oh, here's the Monokuma file. I got it from the casino kiosk. Oh, nice. I need this. Cyrus Sirik. Cause of death, the victim's body was discovered in the 3rd floor smoke lounge. Victim was fatally shot above the heart. The estimated time of death is 12:03. Well, we got a time of death this time. Like Pandora's file, this file is just as purposeless in telling us what happened to Cyrus. As for Ashley, I can't say. Do you think she might have been attacked? Like, hit over the head or something? I guess. It's not impossible, but she's pretty tall, considering. It would be hard to say what she was attacked with, though. There's nothing on the casino side of the doors that would be used as a weapon. Our discussion fell flat. You seem a little more open today. Forte and I had a small parley in the garage. In short, he told me I shouldn't try to forego attempts to escape this game. She grumbled under her breath and exhaled sharply. Despite Cannon's frustration, she ended up providing more open conversation today. Likely as a result of wishing to avoid being caught in the same voiceless situation she was in during yesterday's trial. Interesting. Alright, I guess we investigated everything. There's a lot of stuff missing that definitely happened. So, interesting how this is going to be... I'm interested in what is going to play out in the trial. I'm thinking Ashley is bleeding out. Is she? She only has blood on her hands, though. I let out a deep sigh. Conducting an investigation was harrowing. I was exhausted beyond belief. Our group was already so small, yet given everyone's paired alibis, it became difficult to say who was behind this crime. It was difficult to say, barring one person. What was Missy thinking? Had she been lying to us this whole time? Missy is a little fishy, though. I mean, everybody's a little suspect here, though. No, I couldn't jump to conclusions so quickly. It wouldn't be fair to Missy. Regardless, I had a bad feeling about all this. Okie dokie, you all know what time it is. It's time for the class trial. I hope you have enough ammunition to shoot down the culprit. If not, then I guess you're all out of luck. Is that a pun? Okay. The elevator will take you all to the courtroom once everyone is boarded, so make it snappy. The timer for your bracelets to release toxic gas is set for 10 minutes after this announcement ends. Don't drag your feet. I rubbed my forehead in distress. This vicious cycle we couldn't see the end to continued once more. Why? I went over to Ashley's side and sat next to her. I gently placed 2 fingers at her wrists and felt the faint pulse. Not the gun pun, I know. It was such an eerie feeling, knowing Ashley was alive but still so close to death. Forte laid his hand on my shoulder. Echo, we really ought to get going lest we find ourselves in danger from Zero's capricious ways. Yeah, you're right. Forte, would you mind? Not at all. Forte lifted Ashley from the knees with ease, carrying her to the elevator. I followed behind him, trying to keep a close distance to Ashley. What's up, Rage Maniac? How you been? You're gonna tell me a friendly hint? You have a choice that will alter the game heavily. Choose wisely. I got you. I'm late. What did I miss? What up, Notebook? Once again, our group apprehensively sauntered onto the elevator. You didn't miss much. We just investigated a little bit. Our community has shrunk by 3. Yet in the elevator cab, we were divided 4. Lyle and Say, Cannon and Forte with Ashley in arms, myself and Missy. Distrust hacked away whatever threadbare remaining connection we had. But this time, damning signs pointed at one person in particular, Missy Vesper. Missy provided nothing to disprove those signs. Cyrus had been removed from the picture. Ashley was at the cusp of following. I was confused, hurt, and alone. What was I going to do during this trial? You got your notebook ready, Blaze? I really should have took notes because I feel like a lot of those things that were happening when Echo was trapped in the art gallery is going to be very important. Like I'm gonna have to play. I'm gonna have to remember those things, and it kind of sucks because I don't remember how many shots were fired. I think it was 3, right? 3 shots were fired. We're gonna have to figure out. The doors opened up and revealed the circular room once more. I rushed in and raised my voice, calling out the expanse nothingness in the room. Zero? Eve? We know there's an infirmary connected to the courtroom, so please help Ashley. With a flash, the symbol for the other announcer, Eve, appeared. Echo, there's a cross button for the infirmary in the elevator. The doors will open up on the opposite side of the courtroom, leading you to the infirmary. That's kind of convenient. I turned around and the courtroom side elevator door opened. I hopped in and pressed the cross button, opening the doors behind me. Why do you keep saying, where am I? What do you mean? That's scaring me for some reason. Forte swiftly carried Ashley in and gently laid her on the infirmary bed. He stepped aside as I clambered to the bedside. I know for sure Missy isn't the culprit here. Ash, please be okay. Aw, that's so sweet. It was impossible to tell if she was breathing. Every inhale and exhale was so small and weathered. Hey, what's up, Eris? The glass casing lowered to cover Ashley and the monitor above began displaying her vitals. Her heart rate had plummeted to 45 beats per minute. I will do my best to monitor her. Please, leave your worries at the door. There is a greater matter at hand awaiting you. Yes, Echo, we need to begin the class trial. Her health is out of our hands. We can only do so much. The best thing we could do now is find the culprit. Our discussion will reveal what occurred. Yeah. I steadily stepped back. I don't know. She's still kind of sus. I still think it's Ashley because like she's not going to be in the trial at all now. You know, she had blood on her hands. She has no injuries to her body whatsoever. All we know is she has blood on her hands. Like, come on. If that's not sus, that's sus. Ashley, I'll figure out what happened to you. If that's not sus, then I don't know what sus is. What fan game is this? This is Danganronpa Lapse. This is a finished fan game, like completely finished. And yeah, I covered this like a long time ago, but it wasn't finished back then. It was only up to chapter... well, somebody said chapter 3, but I only played 2 chapters at that time. I swear on my life, I'll find the culprit. Forte and I left the infirmary, crossing through the elevator that connected the infirmary into trial grounds. Heavy clouds hung over the dome's glass ceiling. Everyone was already in their places as Forte and I crept to ours. Another murder. It was unreal. Cyrus's mild and unassuming demeanor made a 180 when his talent of ultimate charisma was revealed to be a ruse. He quickly suffered the consequences. His sudden aggressive temperament coming to a full stop out of nowhere. And Ashley's worrying condition. What could have possibly happened in the 2 rooms we found them in? However, despite the behavior Cyrus displayed, it was still shocking that someone would actually retaliate. Somehow it felt like a hasty overreaction. But then again, a hasty reaction was what essentially pushed Art to bring Pandora's demise. That's true. It was difficult to call Art the culprit after the lack of black and white intentions. Oh, there's my beautiful Art again. Yes. But in the grand scheme of things, the rules of society were set to deliver retribution to those who commit crimes. Who's to say this place operated under the same conditions? The courtroom was eerily silent as we waited for Zero to appear. The atmosphere was justifiably tense. Lyle and Say shared a similar dark vibe. Cannon and Forte both looked unnerved, and Missy managed to put a poker face despite the situation. Ah, there's Zero. Yeesh, it's about time you guys got here. And again, I have to say it's so weird how quiet you bunch are. Is no one amped up for another class trial? I put a lot of work into these, you know. What's up, random person? Of course we're not excited, you knave. Missy is so mean. It's a shame no one's excited, but this ball's gonna keep rolling whether you like it or not. We'll start the class trial. That's all we care about. Shut up, Zero. Let's go over the rules, shall we? You're all on trial to figure out who the culprit is of today's heinous crime. The rules are as follows. Discuss, discover, and determine who the culprit is among your group. A majority vote will seal the individual's fate and, we'll just see what happens from there, yeah? One of few outcomes will occur. Determine and vote incorrectly and the entire class is executed, with the culprit alone able to walk free and win the ultimate prize. That's the ideal endgame for the culprit. Determine and vote correctly, and the culprit alone will receive proper retribution and perish at the hands of your group decision. You just might live to see another day. Our victim today is Cyrus Cyric, the ultimate charisma. More like ultimate nonsense. Was no one suspicious of his name and talent? I would be. It really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that charisma was not really his talent. Regardless, I called out his drivel last night and look where we are now. You all were quick to take what I said to heart, huh? Well, I'm glad. Saves me from having to get a motive set up and all that. So without further ado, discuss away. Don't mind if I do. Hanako, can you please stop asking that? Like, that's really annoying. I'm sorry. Make sure you save so you can choose. Oh yeah, let me save. I should save anyway. That's smart. Lyle. Missy? You think you know what I'm going to say, huh? Then say it for yourself. You think I'm suspect. Ooh, gold star. The point is moot. I'm not the culprit, and that's all I'll say on the matter. And why do you expect me to just roll with that? Because if you all vote incorrectly, then we'll all be in danger. Prove my innocence or take my word for it. Missy, what's going on with you? Don't you think that's a bit much to ask, given the circumstance? I have my convictions. I'm refusing to share my alibi for my own reasons. And yet you don't fear the consequences? You're ridiculous. I'll lay it all nice for you, okay? And then we can discuss whether or not holding your tongue is the wisest thing to do in this scenario. Consider the facts. You were not partnered with anyone. You refused to share an alibi, and you were the one who had the gun in the first place. Do you know what killed the victim? This time, a gunshot. You likely proposed traveling in groups so you could operate on your own. Isn't this all too damning not to be true? Despite her dangerously challenging Lyle, I held my belief in Missy steadfast. I wanted in all sincerity to trust everyone involved in this horrible game, but considering 2 people have been murdered, 1 executed and 1 attacked, it was becoming difficult to justify my stance. I didn't understand what was there for Missy to hide. You know what? Forget it. I'm taking charge of this discussion. Once again, I can only rely on myself. Echo, you're a walking record of events. Tell me why I shouldn't think Missy was alone during the crime. Walking record? Wait, hold on! I'm not some encyclopedia of evidence, exactly. Or canon, if you have some sort of weird photo, fess up. Echo or canon, I don't care. One of you ought to pipe up with something we can work with. It can't be possible that neither of you 2 saw anything. Hey, hold on! Kokichi wannabe. You're supposed to be the smart one. Lyle has his sights set getting something out of me in canon, but as far as I know, neither of us could have seen anything. Shut up, Lyle. I have no photograph of the sort. But when we arrived on the 3rd floor, we didn't see anyone in the halls. I was in the garage with Forte for the majority of the afternoon. Yes, as soon as we heard the first shot, I suggested we retreat to the garage and blocked entry from the 2 doors, the main hall door and the art gallery door. Wait, what? So wait, are they the one that locked Echo out? As for me, after 2 shots were fired, I found myself stuck in the art gallery. The 3rd floor activity rooms can't be locked. Cannon and Forte blocked the garage side door. And the main doors were just inexplicably locked. Of course not. Cannon, Forte, and Echo are sharing the same story. This proves nothing. Okay, so I obviously have to press that. This kind of reminds me of Phoenix Wright. You're kind of like pressing on people's statements. Hold on. Say, can you recall what happened when we met earlier? Before we discovered Cyrus's body, that is? When we met? You came tumbling out of the art gallery when Lyle and I arrived on the 3rd floor. Yes, but I couldn't leave the room from the inside. Oh, yeah. Lyle, when we arrived on the 3rd floor, there was a banging coming from the gallery. I couldn't check to see who or what was inside until I unwound the rope that bound the double doors together. Ah. It sounds like it was possibly Cannon and Forte that tied the door up. See, Lyle? There's no way either Cannon or I saw anything that happened during the crime. If anything, Say and Lyle's whereabouts ought to be grilled as well, since they could have more questionable actions than us. That's right. Say, Missy said you, that's right, Say. Missy said you were alone in your personal room for a portion of the morning. Yes, she declined an invitation to my morning announcement. Yeah. But after I heard 2 shots, I poked my head out, only to get dragged out of my room by Lyle. I was investigating the mansion. I figured if anything fishy was going on, I'd have a witness with me to back my testimony. And while nothing happened to us in particular, at least I had Say there to support my alibi during the gunshots. Despite that, you still were acting suspiciously this morning, smashing the ovens and all. Lyle, don't you think you yourself warranted an explanation for what you were doing? Yeah, a big explanation. What the freak was that? Huh? I don't need to justify anything I'm doing. Yes, you do. I'm the ultimate puzzle master, put in this evil game to solve it, inside out. For a puzzle master, how have you not figured out this puzzle? Are you really a puzzle master? If you all have any faith in your ultimate talents, you'll have faith in mine and goals as well. I don't care if I break the rules. It's all part of the plan. I'll avenge Art. I'll stop the killings. And I'm solving this killing game on my own, come hell or high water. But didn't it occur to you that I'm on that same agenda? What? There aren't any stakes for you, Missy. Art was the only person I've encountered that made my talent worthwhile. I can only trust myself. I'll work alone until I can grasp the situation or solution with my own hands. Only then will it be real. Everyone involved, you're all just pieces of this puzzle. Ew, what is this guy even saying? I'm asking the same thing. Thank you, Zero. You're an oddball, Lyle. But thanks for reminding me. Reminding you of what? I don't have much power outside the courtroom, believe it or not. Eve mostly controls and monitors all that outside boring stuff, but I knew you'd all eventually end up back here soon enough, so I just had to wait. Wait, what? Ah! Wait, what is that? Hold on! Whoa, what's going on? With a snap, the trial wall is slammed open to reveal a large metal hexagon adorned with a cruel-looking M. Lyle crumpled to the floor as we all backed away, astonished at whatever invisible pain was being inflicted upon him. What the heck? It's a sonic weapon. High-powered sound waves from me personally to Lyle. This is what you get for fiddling with my door trap. Oh, I was like, I knew this was gonna come back to bite him eventually. Yikes. He'll be fine, like Eris says. I think Lyle's brain has been fried enough. There's no fun or suspense to be had in killing you myself unless I'm executing a culprit. Don't mess with my stuff. Somehow, Lyle remains standing. Please, we must move the discussion along. Unless we face a similar, dangerous fate, we need to discuss this. Shut it, Missy! We're here because of you! Lyle was livid, fighting back against collapsing by will of sheer force. He just needs to walk it off. Broken eardrums, but you don't need them. Yeah, you don't need ears. Screw that. Who needs hearing anyway, right? It's not important. I'm taking control of the discussion this time. Echo, I need you to recall as much information as you can about the murder weapon. The gun. What? Who do you think you are, demanding such things? I am Lyle Termina, the ultimate puzzle master. Need I say it again? I'll solve this case like I solved all the puzzles that have come my way. Your memories are a tool for solving this, and I'll be damned if I don't use something as instrumental as that. Get to it, Echo. I don't have all day. This is literally a Shuichi Kokichi relationship right now. Ugh. All right. I'll try to relay what I remember to you all. Lyle might have it out for Missy, but going over the timeline could help us put her in the clear. I think it would be best to start from when the weapon murder, the weapon murder. I think it would be best to start from when the murder weapon was revealed. Maybe then we can trace who had it in the final moments. Who was originally in possession of the gun? Missy. Missy Vesper was the one who initially revealed the gun this morning. She said she woke up in her personal room with a gun given to her as a test to see whether or not she belonged with the preservation project. Missy called me and some of the other students to discuss her possessing the gun. Who are the other students in the group? Well, I know for sure Lyle wasn't there, and Cyrus wasn't there either. I think it was the first one, right? Forte, Ashley, Missy, and Cannon. Missy assembled a small group for a meeting. There, she brought the existence of the weapon to our attention and discussed her intentions with the gun. She would not to cause any harm with it. The group consisted of Forte, Ashley, Missy, and Cannon as well. Everyone at the morning meeting agreed to place an implicit trust in our peers. Missy left the gun in the foyer. After the meeting, Missy left the gun on the main foyer table, wrapped in the cloth she had been carrying it in. After discussing the existence of such a weapon, something happened. Lyle was destroying the kitchen, I do believe. We discussed the existence of the gun, among other things, until we were interrupted by a loud sound coming from the kitchen. Our whole group went over at once to see what was going on, and there we found Lyle destroying the kitchen oven as a means to test the rules. That kind of makes me feel like that was a distraction of some sort, you know? Also, I'm very fond of the idea that it's hard to tell what role Lyle plays because IRL people's role isn't always as clear-cut. I agree with that. Lyle announced that he would solve the killing game and went to... Did he go to the 3rd floor? I feel like he did. Yeah. Lyle said he would solve the killing game and absconded to the 3rd floor to look for more clues, all the while clutching the secret note from yesterday. He left the kitchen and took the elevator up as the rest of us remained in the foyer, confused. Shortly after, Cyrus appeared at the top of the 2nd floor stairs, causing someone to act. Was it Missy? Yeah. Let me save here, just in case. You never know. We might happen upon something pretty soon. It's good to save as much as possible. Shortly after Lyle departed for the 3rd floor, Cyrus made an appearance at the top of the 2nd floor stairs. Missy went up to confront Cyrus by having a conversation with him in the jazz club. The rest of us went to investigate the 3rd floor for an escape route. I believe it's worth mentioning that Cannon and Forte went up first, with me and Ashley following afterward. Hi, Barbie, what's up? None of us took the gun. From the looks of it, Missy and Cyrus's conversation in the jazz club is a gray area that none of us were privy to. Care to explain yourself and why we shouldn't be suspicious of a private altercation moments before his murder? I was attempting to extract information from him. As you all know, he was acting intensely suspicious yesterday. However, rather than avoid him, I thought to take action and confront him head first. You mentioned this before, but can you explain why you think he's putting on a facade? I mean, for all we know, every word out of his mouth could be a lie. Body language. Huh? Body language? Ah, it seems Cannon noticed it as well. Cyrus's body language gives off the impression that he's tense, as if he were being pressured or under stress. Actions speak louder than words, after all. That's true. I did think he looked a little bit more foreboding than usual. Ultimately, did you get anything from him? Unfortunately not. He was just the same. Stubbornly cryptic person as he was last night. With that knowledge, I stand by my guess that Lyle won't survive, but he might pull a more successful Kokichi with his death truly ending the game. Maybe. So that's it. It echoes recollection of people involved with the murder weapon, whose name came up several times. Missy. Oof. So don't you think your course of actions would heavily imply a murderous intent that led to this circumstance? Yes. Signs are strenuously pointed towards me, being this one behind it all, but I don't wish to divulge the reasons behind those actions. I didn't want to admit it, but was beginning to have my doubts about Missy. But if this discussion was worth anything, it had to be a test. Whether or not I could really trust Missy. She revealed a gun after all. And asked us to tactically trust her. Should I even trust her to begin with? What if she was just goading someone on to be incriminated so she could get away with it? Should I trust Missy? Oh, is this... Oh, hold on. It's getting juicy here. Hold on. You could say no? I want to say no. I know I should say yes, but what happens if I say no? As of now, we had nothing tangible to gain from trusting her. Trust is only a concept that has to be tested over time. And to be frank, not enough time has passed to show Missy has trustworthy intentions. She planted the gun to frame someone into killing. She's just perpetuating this killing game cycle. We're getting nowhere like this. If Missy still won't share her alibi, the only thing she's providing is a reason to believe she is the culprit. Exactly. By refraining to do so, she's just asking for us to dart around the subject of her disappearance. There can only be one answer for the crime at hand, and it boils down to Missy's gun. Then we're in agreement. There's no proof of anyone else's involvement, and since Missy refuses to deny our claims, we have our answer. No, you're making a mistake. What do you want, Missy? You're not giving us any options, yet you continue to deny your involvement. If you refuse to contribute to the case at hand, then this is the only conclusion. Oh, that's not good. The vote was unanimous. It wasn't even up for debate at that point. We all died! Missy Vesper is the culprit. That's great. Oh, the vote is so close. Not. Missy Vesper, you messed up big time. Bye-bye, Missy! And even now, you won't say anything to dispute the majority vote, even if you knew somewhere in your heart that it was wrong? I know it's wrong. I never killed Cyrus. Then where were you when he died? I know where you were. Why don't you tell the others yourself? I can't. Or Echo, do you think this is right? Missy's suspicion overshadowed that. Why wouldn't it be? Oh. All right, then I'm afraid I'm gonna have to respect the rules of the vote and put you through the ringer. The ringer being punishment time. Oh, I want to... No, actually, I'm not even gonna get excited about that. What the f? We're about to really die! A trapdoor beneath Missy threw the ground out, instantly swallowing her into a descending void. Oh, wait! Wait! Once again, her whereabouts were isolated from ours. She had fallen into a small, claustrophobic chamber, square onto what looked like a restraining chair. Her arms were raised, suspended in air by thin wire. A small table unfolded on her lap. A single sheet of paper and a thin pen were provided. Missy tried to stay still to avoid fighting what was to come. So whoa. Even though we're wrong, well, I think we're wrong, Missy's still going to die? Her passivity was futile. The wires jerked her arms around, cutting through skin as the friction puppeteered her actions crudely. Help. The wires dragged Missy's arms through the manic motion of writing a plea for help. It was useless. The single sheet fluttered to the ground. The floor was the canvas, her splattering blood the ink. Help wouldn't be coming. Instead, the side of the small chamber walls began to close in on Missy as her arms frenetically tried to fight against the wire control. It took all her remaining strength to reach past the slim, constricting wall. What the f? What? That's crazy. Wait, does the game keep playing like this? After witnessing the brutality of her demise, I felt stone cold. I could feel the color drain from my face, but my consciousness was still in hollow. Missy was executed? Ashley just woke up? Hold on. Ashley finally emerged from the infirmary, but her tall frame folded in under the fragility her pain caused. Bingo! Congratulations, you got what you wanted, right, Echo? Everyone's eyes burned through me. Ha. No, this is good. This is bad. This is not good. What are you talking about? The others stood by in pin drop silence, their eyes layering severe judgment upon my shoulders. A majority vote will seal the a majority's vote will seal the individual's fate and determine and vote incorrectly, and the entire class is executed, with the culprit alone able to walk free and win the ultimate prize. That's the ideal end game for the culprit. Even after all that, you still don't get it. Vote incorrectly. Echo! A fist collided with my jaw. As Lyle threw me to the floor. Holy crap! No one stopped him. I laid on the floor, unmoving, staring blankly at the silhouettes that made up the other suitors. Are they gonna beat the shit out of me? The taste of metal soaked the back of my throat. Incorrect, but Ashley could never listen to you. You still insist Ashley couldn't be the culprit? You're delusional. Zero spelled it out plain and simple, and now the rest of us are going to get executed. Oh, maybe I'll spare Echo the execution and let Lyle do the work for me. So wait, did they just give up who the real culprit is? So it is Ashley. Lyle sprang up and stormed off. I could hear his fist pound the wall of the courtroom. No, we'll get out of this. Lyle's outburst fell silent. The collapse of his body filled the rest of his sentence. I could hear the others' grasp overlay attempts of darting to escape scuff the floor. I thought back to when I first saw Ashley's unconscious body in the casino. Ashley descended upon me, her face dark with contention and weakness. Her hand. I saw something in her hand. Yo, this is actually kind of dope. Well, the game spoiled me, which kind of sucks. But this is kind of cool, though. I like this idea. Echo, you knew. It was like she read my mind. Yeah, of course I knew. I coughed. I just didn't understand why. Why? She was shocked. I can't tell you why. Unfortunately, it's pointless now. Ashley rose and shuffled off. My eyes widened. I gasped, tried to pull myself up and chase after her, but my head began to sting. Ugh. Ouch. My vision grew red and bleary. A high-pitched ring shook my head. Ow, that ring. Ah. Ring warning. Your ears might hurt after that. Headphone warning. Pointless. It felt like my head was splitting in two. Ashley's alive, so it wasn't pointless. It wasn't pointless, right? That was kind of dope. Is that it? Bad end. That's crazy. He felt... Echo truly felt despair. They felt despair there. Ashley Westbridge won the ultimate prize. Whoa! Yo, okay. Listen to me. It would have been dope if it continued on from there. Like if the ending kept going. Like Ashley got the ultimate prize. Everyone else died, and it talked about that happening. And then it kind of like showed like what she ended up doing with the ultimate prize and what the ultimate prize was. But I guess that would all be kind of a spoiler for the end of the game, so maybe they couldn't do that. But dang, that's kind of cool. Okay, that was a pretty good alt in though. I like that. But they spoil the culprit, which kind of sucks in a way. So like if you're like me and you're kind of curious and you like to see bad ends, you kind of screw up your playthrough a little bit because it spoils you for the culprit, and it's like so now I know who did it. It's not even a mystery anymore. I want to believe in her. That meant scrutinizing her actions to free her from suspicion. We couldn't afford to jump to conclusions. I was right. I knew it was Ashley, though. I knew it. If I may, I think we need to turn over as many questionable facts as we can to lift suspicion. I agree. The evidence is unmistakably painted with Missy's name, but I'm still not convinced she would have the malicious intent to kill Cyrus. Missy was the one who suggested splitting up to find things that could threaten Cyrus into talking, but she made it clear that she never had any intention of firing the gun. Is that so? It was after she had a conversation with Cyrus in the morning. Our morning group of Cannon, Forte, Ashley, and myself paired off to investigate the third floor for an escape route. After some time, Missy met up with me and Ashley outside the garage to talk about Cyrus's weird behavior. It was then that she discussed with Ashley the idea of threatening Cyrus to talk. This was just before the shots began. Then it's clear that she used that opportunity to act alone and retrieve the gun herself to shoot Cyrus. How would bringing that up lift suspicion from Missy? If anything, it's more damning proof. Oh! go. Let's go. We got some new art. Just a minute, please. We got that argue art. The no, that's wrong art. What I don't understand is this. Why would Missy kill Cyrus if she didn't get the information she wanted? I could only assume the following for her case. She made an attempt to have a civil conversation with Cyrus only to walk away empty-handed. The motivation is lost and there shouldn't be any reason to threaten him further in that case. Oh, sure. Make something up in her defense, will you? I can't doubt Missy now. She's the one who made the bold move of bringing the gun to our attention. I have to trust that she didn't do anything wrong. There's no telling what transpired between Missy and Cyrus. Seeing all of us witness her contentious interaction with him in the jazz club, it might make some work to get Lyle on the other side. Yeah, they could have made that bad in where, like, you know, it didn't spoil who the killer was per se, but Missy could be lying about not getting information, just like how she's withholding her alibi. Give it up. Why should we be protecting the culprit? Missy's the only one with actions of glaring, noteworthy suspicion, and if you could disprove it, then by all means. This could be part of her plan, to lead us in circles in the discussion with her lofty admissions. There's no telling what transpired between Missy and Cyrus. Seeing all of us witness her contentious interaction... Okay, yeah, I read this already. They could have put Wax Taro as the culprit. Hang on just a minute. We need to discuss every aspect of this case before jumping to any conclusions. I believe there is something at the crime scene that could clear Missy of suspicion. Then out with it. Is it the gun? Actually, maybe the blowtorch. She had to get that from the kitchen, right? Oh, I guess not. Maybe it's the kiosk then. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it is the gun. Frick. I could have sworn... Okay. It's the only thing I could think of, but I need to spin this into an argument somehow. Although it has been noted several times that the gun put Missy in a dangerous situation, there's something strange about the gun. Lyle, say, there's something I want you to recall from me. Before discovering the body, you two ran into Missy in the 3rd floor main hall, correct? Oh, they did. Yeah, that was right before I helped you out of the art gallery. If that's the case, I want to ask, did you see blood on her hands? Blood on her hands? Nothing of the sort. So you didn't see blood stuck to her hands, but there was blood stuck to the handle of the gun. If Missy really did kill Cyrus by shooting him, why didn't she have a blood stuck to her hands when you saw her? You wouldn't be able to forget seeing something shocking like bloodstained hands. Simple answer. Missy could have washed her hands. When Say and I approached to the 3rd floor, I saw Missy exit one of the personal rooms. She refused to share her alibi because she must have been plotting the crime with an accomplice on the 3rd floor. That's why she's acting fishy when Lyle and I ran into her. Huh? I thought I heard something like that outside the garage doors. Oh yeah, that conversation. I heard parts of a conversation just before I called for help. Now that I think about it, I think I can figure out who was speaking at the time. Lyle, you must be a raving madman if you think you can run around the building alone. Oh, was that Missy that said that? I'm not doing anything suspicious. I'm doing everything I can to get us out of here, unlike the rest of you. And what were you doing poking around in one of the 3rd floor personal rooms anyway? How did you even get in there? Yeah, how did you get in there? That is none of your business. So you heard that? Yes. Say and I caught Missy in the act. She was poking around in one of the 3rd floor personal rooms. And how do you suppose she entered the room? She entered that room using the resident's bracelet. Wait, where did she get that? How else would she have gotten in? The door was still intact, so it's not like Missy broke it down. The residence room bracelet. How could she have acquired such a thing? I can only assume whatever Missy and Cyrus talked about earlier might have to do with the fact that she acquired something couldn't possibly belong to her. In fact, the idea alone of her entering someone else's room is cause for concern. That's true. How did she enter someone else's room? The mechanism for room entry lies in our personally assigned bracelets. Similar to how the bracelets grant access to kiosk functions, the doors must default to being locked and only unlock when we're nearby with the corresponding bracelet. There, the bracelets on our person can't unlock doors that don't match, so Missy entering a room that is not hers implies she gained access through alternative means. What alternative means? What else? She was witness speaking to the only other student here that has been revealed to be associated with the killing game, Cyrus. Ooh. Ooh. All chapters are released, guys. The game is completely done. Yeah, it's a done game. Fine, I'll yield. Cyrus offered me the bracelet of a student was closely acquainted with. Out of morbid curiosity, I was told to visit her room. Missy withdrew a small rose gold bracelet similar to the ones we all wore ourselves. Where did he get that, though? So yes, not only do I have the bracelet on my person, but I do have a bracelet that does not belong to me, and for what I discovered in the room. Okay, what did you see? Well, that's as much as I'd like to say. What did you see? And that's more than enough. There we have it. That explains how she gained entry into the room, as well as lists a reason for her to retaliate against Cyrus. If that doesn't pin Missy down for a motive, then I don't know what will. She had such a thing this whole time? How was I supposed to defend something like that? So much evidence has stacked against Missy. Despite the overwhelming number of incriminating facts against her, Missy remained unflinching. It's like she's just waiting. Waiting for what? For us to act on her behalf? Out of trust? Remember, I ought to use the gun to threaten him into talking. Make no mistake, I have absolutely no intention of firing it, but Cyrus doesn't need to know that. Oh, yeah. If Missy's being withholding without her alibi, then there must be a reason behind it. I'll have to try to work with it rather than against it. I have to trust Missy's intentions, therefore I should try to construct an argument that doesn't involve her. What's up, Mad Dinosaur? How you been? Welcome to the stream. Is there another angle I can approach this by? Before we learned of her activity in the room, we were in the middle of disputing this bloodstained gun. Missy saying that you're making a big mistake but not explaining any further be like, I know, right? Lyle's been aggressively utilizing the connection between Missy and the gun for his argument, but let's say we take her out of the picture. Say she never came in contact with the gun. Perhaps we can tackle the argument from a different side. With just the gun solely in question, we can ask, who really handled the gun? Who handled the gun? Washing machine is the best weapon, of course. Nothing beats washing machine. Fine. Why don't we entertain the thought? Given the bloodstain handled the gun, whoever held the gun must have stained their hands in the process. There could only be two people who handled it. Cyrus and Ashley. So there we have it. Echo, do you think Ashley is capable of killing? What? No way. Ash would never. After all, I'm certain she knows of the dangers of killing someone. Her own life would be on the line. So what? This is the only explanation plausible if we take your position of Missy's innocence into consideration. If Ashley's life were threatened, don't you think she would retaliate? Anyone would fight back. Fight or flight, Echo. There were clear signs of struggle in the smoke lounge after all. That can't be it. Besides, you confirmed it yourself. We recognize that everyone has an alibi, and we've been neglecting talking about Ashley since she's unconscious. Wait, no. So if you really want to stand by Missy being trustworthy, then you have to realize there must be someone else within our group that killed him. No, Ash. Ash doesn't have a motive either. Oh, we're getting to Ashley now. Yes, she does. Echo, think about it. Throw away your retaliation to Ashley or your relation to Ashley and think logically. Just because she isn't here to defend herself doesn't mean she's immune to being suspected. That's what I'm saying. No. No. My head was pounding. I began to feel dizzy. If Ashley had the rope when we were together on the second floor, and there was no rope to be found at the crime scene, she must have bound the double doors of the gallery. Say confirmed that the rope kept me locked in the gallery. She was protecting you. She was protecting you, Echo. Get it through your thick skull. Ashley yelled out and left to confront something. If you think about whoever handled the gun, it can only be those two people. No. I don't want to think about it. Please, stop this. Yikes. Echo is feeling the despair right now. They don't want to discuss Ashley's involvement due to their close relation, but there might be something important that we're missing. Wait, whoa. Is this a POV switch? Something important that Echo only knows. Echo is guarding something, but they've painted themselves into a corner. There's no clean way to get out of this mess. Yikes. Echo, you good over there? Oh, POV switch. I can't accept this. If Echo refuses to understand that Ashley's the only person who's capable of handling the gun and shooting Cyrus, then I'll have to lay out all the pieces for them. Is it going to be Missy or is it going to be Lyle? Puzzle pieces as always. Let's go! I love this! I love the idea of being Lyle. Echo, allow me to discuss the facts. All of them, even the unsavory, trifling matters will come to play. Just like when you were the one who noticed Art slipped up. If you insist on protecting Missy, there's one person whose actions remain to be scrutinized. And Ashley's the culprit in his question. Do I have any objections? I apologize, Echo, but this topic cannot be ignored. Yeah, this is pretty important. The rest of the class remained silent as Echo glared a hole in me. I love the coloring of Echo here. That is amazing. I'm literally obsessed with Lyle. A Hoge time to shine. Let's go. Again, let us begin with the weapon. The mysterious gun that came from Missy's possession. Seeing as the gun handle was stained with blood, we could surmise only 2 people were in contact with it. As we found on the crime scene, both Cyrus and Ashley had blood stains all over their hands, which naturally leads us to believe one of them fired the gun. I can concur with that assumption. As for how it came to appear on the 3rd floor, just before the gunfire occurred, Ashley and I hatched a plan to confront Cyrus. I was to use the gun as a show of threat. However, when I went to retrieve it from the foyer, it was missing before I had got to it. It's plausible Cyrus got to it before you. Regretfully so. Then at the speculated time in question, Cyrus is the only possible suspect to have initially retrieved the gun, since Echo, Ashley, Cannon, and Forte were elsewhere. So wait, does that mean that Ashley might have killed Cyrus in self-defense? Now, I believe we can all agree based on the sounds heard, there were 4 shots fired in total. In that case, we need to determine the order and relevance of each shot. This art is nice. It's amazing. It is amazing. Ken and I boarded ourselves in the garage on the 3rd floor after the first shot rang out from the smoke lounge. We sheltered ourselves inside from there on out. And Lyle and I partnered up after the second, but we were all the way on the 1st floor. So we could determine these first 2 shots were not the life-threatening ones, since no one was within the vicinity of the smoke lounge and there were 2 gunshots in the wall. However, between the 2nd and 3rd shot is where Ashley's alibi becomes problematic. Oh, wait! Echo, no! Stop! Don't do this! There's nothing wrong with Ashley's alibi. I can verify it for her. No, you can't! You're lying right now. You're pulling a Kaide. I was with Ashley from when she went to the 2nd floor to the climbing center, as well as she went to the 3rd floor. I never let her out of my sight. You're lying! The entire time we were traveling down and up the stairs. What a freaking liar. Dang, Echo's thoughts and judgment are being clouded by the relation to Ashley. Oh my goodness. What about that rope? Ah! Oh, I love the art for Lyle there. I need this. That is beautiful. But didn't you say Ashley shoved you in the art gallery just before you heard the 3rd shot? The rope binding the doors proves that there was a moment that you 2 were separated from sight. It's possible that she entered the smoke lounge in that time frame. In that case, the 4th and final shot ought to be the one that killed Cyrus. The only person left without an alibi, given Echo's testimony of the culprit's last movements, the only person left is Ashley. Oh, wait, what the freak? Come on, Echo, chill. You know what? I want to say this real quick. When it comes to fangans, right? A lot of fangans rely on the mystery aspect, right? Like, you know, you figuring out who's going to be the culprit, who's going to die and such like that. I feel like this fangan focuses on that less. and it focuses more on like how those events play out. So you need to be paying more attention to that, and that's what makes this more like really entertaining. You know what I mean? So even though I know that Ashley's the culprit right now because I spoiled myself, obviously, it's still fun to see this class trial play out, and I like that. No, Ash yelled Missy's name. It's possible Missy was within the vicinity of the smoke lounge. After all, Missy's actions on the 3rd floor are still strange. We can't ignore that. Yeah, Echo is pulling a Uno reverse card right now. Echo is struggling, trying to protect Ashley. What do we do? If there's anything you can think of that will cut through Echo's lies, tell them the truth is out there. Ash yelled Missy's name. Are you sure about that? It's possible Missy was within the vicinity of the smoke lounge. Missy's actions on the 3rd floor are so strange. We can't ignore that. Which one do I press here? There's a few things I want to press. Okay, I think she really did yell Missy's name, though. What about this one? Is there anything that proves Missy was not within the vicinity of the smoke lounge? Isn't it Lyle and Say's account? Hey! Now we got Say in the mix. Wait, is it just switching POVs, or are we still in Lyle's? Are we in Say's now? Well, wait, that's not possible. Remember, Lyle and I saw Missy exiting a personal room. She had just come out of the personal room when we arrived, and only then began to act suspiciously. I suppose I ought to surrender holding my tongue. Yes, I was withholding of my alibi earlier, but the point of secrecy has passed now that my whereabouts have come into direct question. I kept my alibi secret to prevent beginning today's deliberation with immediate worry and disillusionment. I confess Cyrus bestowed upon me a terrible gift, this bracelet. It allowed me access to a room that was not mine, a room belonging to a close personal acquaintance, one I hold in my thoughts often. Shadow Zodiac, thanks for the 2. Hi Blades, if you have a superpower, what is your power? I'd honestly like to have speed. I've always liked speed as a superpower. I entered the room upon Cyrus's taunting instruction that I see for myself. What's become of this person? I discovered nothing, save for my fears becoming reality. My alibi is simply as follows. I did not leave the 3rd floor personal room I gained entry to after I heard the 2nd gunshot. Therefore, I did not see Ashley on the 3rd floor at all. Took long enough to get that testimony out of you. But in that case, Ashley really is the only possible person to have encountered Cyrus in the smoke lounge. Andrew, what's going on? How you been? Therefore, we can assume from the appearance of the room that Ashley and Cyrus fought in the duration of time between the 3rd and 4th shot. Oh my God! Echo just doesn't want to believe anything that we're talking about right now. The smoke lounge was in a state of disarray, but the casino wasn't. Ashley's body was found in the casino, so it's possible she never even set foot in the smoke lounge. No, there's no visible evidence of the two fighting. Are you sure about that? The two being separated means they didn't get into strife. Echo needs to see the truth. Turning a blind eye is doing more harm than good. There's a clear answer. We just need to bring the truth to light. Echo refuting to reflect that refute art. I know, right? It feels like that. I think they're wrong about the visible evidence. Echo knows very well there were clear signs of strife. Is it the glass? Maybe the gunshots? Ah, this is a hard one. Yeah. Okay, it's the glass. Like, if your friend could be a culprit, you defend them, so I understand why they're so distraught, even if it's wrong. I know, and that's the greatest thing about this, Aries. I love that. Man, this sucks. Poor Echo. He's really going... They're really going through it. Echo, your judgment is clouded, and I think you know that. There was glass and blood littered near Ashley's unconscious body in the casino that could have only come from one place. The casino itself was spotless, free of signs of struggle. The detritus leading from the smoke lounge to the casino, however, tells a different story. With all these facts in mind, let's review. We've discovered everyone's paired alibis, Missy's room activity, and Echo's entrapment in the art gallery in relation to the gunshot timeline frees them from suspicion. We also determined Cyrus was the one who was initially wielding the gun, and that Ashley had plans to counter Cyrus' scheme. In the small period during which Ashley and Echo were separated, a struggle occurred between Ashley and Cyrus in the smoke lounge just across the hall, resulting in the disorderly state of the room. And yet at the end of it, one person came out alive and the other dead. Echo, you have to see that the culprit behind this plane is Day. What? No. Ah! Face the facts. There's only one possible answer. I refuse. I don't even recall Ash considering Cyrus a threat. So what motive would she have to kill him anyway? Give it a rest. Echo, why are you lying? That couldn't be further from the truth. There must be someone, anyone else involved. Anyone but her. Give it a rest, Echo. Jeez. Echo, you really are a stubborn one. Don't you understand the danger we're in? Please, Echo. I understand this is a painful realization for you. We are just as mortified that such dreadful things has happened. It's awful, but there has to be a reason, right? No. If there is a reason, I don't get it. Well, you better get it through your head, boy. I understand the reaction, though. I get it, though. They are really, feeling it right now. They care about their friend, and they don't want to be alone in this situation, because if Ashley goes, then they are alone. They have no other friend, no other person to really trust. They're going to have to trust complete strangers at this point. I'm guessing that our next friend is probably going to be Missy. Missy's the only one that kind of has created some kind of a friendship with Echo. I mean, Forte probably too, but more so Missy. I just don't get it. Why would Ash endanger herself like this? Throwing her life away like this? It seems so careless. Aww. Based on Ashley's suggested actions, it's hard to believe she was negligent about facing the danger, but... there's something else that needs to be brought to Echo's attention. What's up with the kiosk message? Hey, yo! With that cannon art! Woo-hoo-hoo! I believe I have the answer. Or rather, we all do. It seems Echo didn't see the kiosk message. Kiosk message? Remember, the digital kiosk can deliver dictated messages across other kiosks in the building. That's correct. Cannon and I saw the message as we waited out the gunfire in the garage. Yeah, it does remind me of that too also, well, just a little bit. This message was dictated from the smoke lounge sometime after the third shot was fired. I recall it read, "Kill Echo." Yep, that's exactly right. No one asked you. Oh, I remember now. Lyle and I saw the second floor kiosk light up while we were running by. Come on. You heard the gunfire too, right? So far, there have been 3 shots. But where the hell did a gun come from? How should I know? Hey, slow down. I can't keep up. We can't take our sweet time in a moment like this. Lyle, look. The kiosk. It's displaying a message. Kill Echo. Wait, what? That was from Cyrus? The smoke lounge. That's on the 3rd floor. Wait, whoa. Wait, what? I never saw such a thing, but it's awfully damning in what it is implying. So Ashley did protect Echo. I concur. It's quite a pointed message. In that case, we can assume that Echo might have actually been Cyrus's intended target. Echo. Ashley didn't endanger herself out of carelessness, but for your sake. She threw her life into the fray to keep yours safe. Yikes. Then there should be little doubt that the 4th shot must have been the one to kill Cyrus. The shot fired after Ashley left Echo's side. I don't understand. Why for me? I'm not like the rest of you. I'm no ultimate Are you hitting us with this? Come on, yo. I can't survive this strife between ultimates. I don't have skills or talents to offer the world. Yes, you do. We just found out you're the ultimate memory. It should have been me. At the opposite end of the gun. She's your friend. Of course she would put her life on the line for you. She loved you, probably, yeah. Pardon me. The voice of Eve interrupted the looming courtroom silence. I have an update on Ashley's health. She is steadily recovering at the moment. She's okay. However, I discovered traces of Complex 53 in her system. Complex 53? Is that not the very substance Zero threatened time and time again to release? Yes. I examined the bracelet in her possession, and it appears the glass vial has been shattered, allowing the liquid state to enter her system via absorption through skin. Shattered? It's plausible that it broke from some kind of impact from Cyrus and Ashley's fight. So she was gonna die anyway! Just a minute. The bracelet in her possession. Is it not her own bracelet? It is not. She had in her possession the bracelet of Silva Prower. Ashley's bracelet is still intact. Wait, what? If she had Silva's bracelet, then there's no doubt she had a clear motive. It's possible she was goaded on by Cyrus with the bracelet of an important figure, just as Missy was. No way. Cyrus probably just broke the vial himself and administered the liquid to Ash during their fight. Oh! Or Zero could have unleashed it to harm her. Zero's killing game announcement always talks about toxic gases, so it's plausible he's the one behind it. Echo! I'm tired of this! You still refuse to accept the reality of this case. Zero can't have done it, and I'll tell you why it's simply not even up for debate. I was testing the rules earlier this morning, right? Rule 4 states that breaking major assets is strictly prohibited, but nothing happened all day. It was only until the beginning of this very trial I suffered the effects of Zero's sonic weapon as punishment for breaking the rules. If he waited until we entered the trial grounds to punish me, why would he unleash the Complex 53 toxin if there weren't any signs of Ashley breaking the rules? Zero, did you or did you not release Complex 53 onto Ashley? What? I'm only the arbiter of this game. Answer. Nope, didn't do it. No, this can't be. Well, that sucks. You still don't get it. We've been running around in circles in this trial because you vehemently refuse to face the truth. Don't you have any value in your life? Your lapse in judgment is what will get us all killed. There it is! Danganronpa Lapse, the title drop is here. Ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, we're here. Lyle, have some sympathy, won't you? But I have to agree with you. Echo, please. The trial is difficult enough to participate in, but it's necessary to determine the culprit for our safety. Allow yourself to be selfish and act on self-preservation instead of on the well-being of others. Don't concern yourself with protecting me. Don't concern yourself with speaking for Ashley. You'll only end up hurting yourself if we judge this case incorrectly. Just follow the truth and you can protect yourself. I know we're asking a lot since the truth isn't what you want to hear, but please. Wow. This was a good trial, though. I like this one. Very entertaining. Protect myself? What did that mean? I thought I had to protect Missy on behalf of trust. She placed her faith in us, after all. And I had to protect Ashley because she's my closest friend, but... myself? I felt stuck. I know Missy didn't kill Cyrus. I just know it. And it was impossible for anyone else to have killed him, so the answer was clear as day. I just didn't want to accept it. But by doing so, I was drawing out this trial for my own self-indulgence and dragging everyone else through this hell. It's interesting how this fan game focuses a lot more on emotions and trials than the actual mystery of it. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I've forgotten the reason we're here, to save ourselves. And I purposely suppressed the fact that there was something on the crime scene that solidified Ashley's involvement. Her hand. Yeah, oh! Okay. This is something that is really cool. that I questioned earlier when we were investigating. When I clicked on that hand, because I did click on that hand, I clicked on both hands. When I clicked on that hand, Echo said nothing. It just went ... and then I clicked out of it, and that was it. So Echo knew that there was something in her hand that time and at that moment, but didn't want to say anything. That's cool. That is really cool. I like that. That's attention to detail. I like that. Shadow Zodiac, thank you for the 149. I appreciate you. I saw the damning thing, and I chose to forget it. Yes, the weapon was undebatable. The culprit had a motive. The struggle showed traces of her involvement. The person who fought Cyrus and eventually won is... Oh my god. I wonder which one it is. Is it Ashley Westbridge? Or maybe Ashley Westbridge? Or, you know, Ashley Westbridge. So who could it be? That was great. That's funny. That was really good, subtle foreshadowing. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. Ashley. Wow. Wait, whoa. Ashley's here now? I'm going to take this lull in conversation to assume you've all done discussing the case, yeah? After all, it was pretty obvious from the start. Well, whatever. This is your place. This is your space anyway. So without further ado, it's voting time. Do you think the Togami family fell? None of those, it was Ashley Westbridge. Yeah, I know, right? It was none of those ones that we saw right there. You know, outrageous theory. I think it could maybe be Ashley Westbridge. Possibly, right? It's Mitch from Danganronpa another. I guess we gotta vote for Ashley. Ashley did it by self-defense and also to protect Echo. Yeah. Seems like it. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, the culprit responsible for the murder of Cyrus Sirik is none other than the ultimate jockey, Ashley Westbridge. And almost all of you all voted correctly. Luckily, majority rules, so it's punishment time. Wait, whoa, we're just gonna, whoa! You're not even gonna let Ashley talk? Oh, wait, yeah, I forget. This one kind of speeds it up quick. They're gonna let us talk. They're gonna let us talk. Wait, what do you mean by that? Almost all of us voted correctly. Oh, well, I guess it's my fault for not mentioning that not voting is a big no-no. But voting should be common sense. You have a responsibility to make your voice heard. Lives are on the line. Or something like that. Missy would know. Don't rope me into this asinine argument. Think of it this way. You're voting for the lesser of two evils. Punish one person for committing a crime or punish everyone for being ignorant. But I can see in Echo's face that they figured it out, so I suppose I'll call it a vote. Aren't I just the nicest, most flexible judge ever? Echo, you didn't vote? What are you doing? How could I? Unbelievable! Everyone's lives are at stake and you still have the audacity to protect the culprit? You're a hopeless case, Echo. I don't understand how you fail to recognize the weight of our actions. The truth was glaringly obvious, yet you continue to turn away. You have no perception of consequence. How dare you refuse to give your all in order to save yourself? I actually agree with Lyle this time around because Lyle still had to vote for their friend in the last trial. So, I mean, come on, Echo. You got to do the same. Why are you attacking me? This thing just happened to my best friend. It's awful. Don't you know how I feel too, Lyle? We've already lost 3 friends. Why does the cycle keep turning? Of course I know how you feel, but it's pointless to let things spin out like this. That's why I'm trying my best to solve this killing game. I don't need you turning your cheek away from reality. That will only make things worse. Dang it. I looked over to Ashley, who recovered enough strength to join us in the courtroom at the last moments of our discussion. Ash, I don't get it. To protect me, you threw yourself into danger? And look where it got you. At the foot of an execution. Ash, you're such an idiot. How could you do something so careless?
Stop it. Get some help.
That's so mean. That is so mean, Echo. You just called your friend who helped you an idiot. Echo, I thought about nothing but your safety. Huh? All I've ever wanted is the safety and health of my friends, but look what rotten trouble I get everyone into. First Silva, and now Echo. Maybe it's better like this. Echo, you don't have to worry about me anymore. Thank goodness, right? If I was in that trial, you wouldn't have budged, and you might have voted Missy off instead. Yeah, if only she knew in a parallel universe, I actually did that. But she doesn't know that. At least you know you can trust her. What are you saying? I thought that if I could remove a threat from this horrible game, my actions would have been all worth it. But imagine that, right? Imagine that. What if we did vote for Missy instead? It turns out Cyrus was just asking for that. Cyrus used Silva's bracelet as a show of threat. That the reason he had it and Silva didn't was because Cyrus said that he had eliminated him. Isn't that right? He said the same to me when I received my additional bracelet. Cyrus, ultimate confidential informant, knew things we would soon rather forget, and he used that information to get under our skin. I told you, he's someone to be wary of. So Ashley essentially lost us to Preservation Project's mole? What if he had information that could have gotten us out? Oh, he had information all right, but he would never tell. Zero's right. When I confronted him to inquire about his facade, he kept dodging my questions. He was acting so odd. And, as it appears, his strange behavior went all according to plan. He was acting suspicious to invite someone into attacking him. And I completely fell for it. But I felt terrible after because when he collapsed, his aggressive facade faded and he laughed. He was glad. Yes, Cyrus fully intended to take someone down with him. Wow. Cyrus fired those initial 2 shots to draw attention. I arrived on the 3rd floor with Echo. I ushered Echo into the art gallery and bound the doors with rope from the climbing center. This is getting pretty surreal. I confronted Cyrus in the smoke lounge and he fired right away. The 3rd shot was a near miss. Cyrus! Not a step closer, Ashley. Unless you'd like to end up like your friend Silva. What do you know about Silva? Oh, I know everything there is to know. Financial records, personal records, etc., etc. After all, I am the ultimate confidential informant. My job is to seek information about the Preservation Project's subjects. I personally saw to his removal. And you're next. Not if I have anything to say about it. Yeah, I'd act fast if I were you. You wouldn't want to go down in flames without getting the information you want, would you? How did his racing helmet end up in your room? Why? By yours truly, of course. And his personal vehicle is a 94 Lister Storm. The very vehicle that is in the garage right now. Oh, oh! Yo, Ashley took Cyrus out! Cyrus threatened me with an awful trinket and a time limit. He prepared split gasoline and had a blowtorch ready to burn the room down if I didn't act. I fought to keep him at bay. Yo, how you got a gun and somehow still get dropped? He eventually dropped the gun. I retrieved the gun and gripped the hand fiercely, but Cyrus remained completely cool. He noticed my hesitance and silently tossed a tiny rose gold bracelet in my direction. I snatched it out of the air, turned it over in my hands to reveal the name engraved into it, Silva Prowler. What'll it be, Ashley? Silva didn't... Quiet. This isn't right. Why put us through this awful game? For the sake of the future? I'm not an ultimate student. Let's play a game. There's 2 more bullets somewhere in that chamber. If you fire and I live, I'll let you walk away scot-free. Your hands would be clean and you were meant to be an ultimate student, born to benefit the world. If you fire and I die, then... Jeez. Of course, you know what happens. But in his last moments, he just lets out a chuckle and a sigh of relief. He looked relaxed. He looked as calm as when we first met him. I was confused. Why wasn't he fighting back at all? You're a tough nut to crack, you know. What are you doing? I'm trying to save you. I know I took a chance with that shot, but there has to be another answer. The Preservation Project is a miserable organization that I contributed to. I rallied this group of ultimate students, compiled all the information I could about you all for the project in their game. It's a cruel experiment, all for the sake of the future. Why are you telling me this? So you won't feel guilty about killing me. But how could I not feel guilty? There could have been some other way to get you out of this mess. Cyrus, I don't understand. Why did it have to come to this? Because I thought I had immunity from the game. But when Zero called me out for my cover talent, I knew something was wrong. Why would Zero, an arbiter for the killing game conducted by the Preservation Project, wish to reveal my place in the game? Something was wrong. It's all wrong. This whole game is all wrong. I couldn't wrap my head around a thing he was saying. I didn't dare wish to know what he was talking about, but what's wrong? Ashley is a girl boss, low key. He coughed out a small chuckle. I made you do a horrible thing. The problem with this game is that you become attached to the ones you're with. As time goes on, bonds are made with the strangers you eventually come to call your friends. I should have never involved myself with you all. I couldn't meet his eyes. I knew it would be too painful. And you might hate me for this, but it's for the best, for you and me, and for me. Winning the game is nothing but smoke and mirrors. I'm sorry, but thank you for helping me escape this game. He held my hands in his own trembling grasp, weakly pushing my attempts at stopping his suffering ways. The art is sick. The art is really good. It is, DJ. After I shot him, I knew immediately what terrible fate I found myself in. I was tethered to meet the same end the moment I fell into his trap. I fled the scene, leaving it a mess, because I knew it would be pointless to conceal the truth. But even then, I knew the trial discussion would trace back to my incrimination. That's why I went so far as to shatter the vial of Complex 53 and Silva's bracelet too, to take myself out of the picture. Wait, what? You did that? Ash, why would you do such things to yourself? It's awful. I know. Please don't hate me. And forgive me for making such a selfish request, but all I ask is that you live and survive. I did it all for you. Aw. Aw, that's sweet. This sucks. But too bad for you. That sickly sweet sentimentalism isn't going to save you from your execution, silly. Murder is murder. What's the thing you say? Oh, there's no gray area about it. No, wait. There's no stopping this freight train of despair, Echo. You were among the ones who sealed her fate after all. So sit back and enjoy the show. No! No, Ashley! Why? Ah! Ashley's hand slipped through mine. She disappeared into the black as I collapsed over myself. All I could do to pull myself up was keep my focus squarely on Ashley as her horrified visage was projected for us to grimace upon. I tried to soak up on my final moments with her, even though I knew it was going to be gruesome. Ashley was chained to a metal post. An industrial whirring spun in my head in my skull as a set of arms began to wind up. Cinched at the end of each arm was a horseshoe. Oh, the horseshoes? Ashley was bound in the direct path across the mass of grinding machinery 40 feet away. I wish it let you look at the... Wait, can I hide this? Is there a way to hide this? Oh, that'd be cool. I want to just look at the art. I just want to see it without this in the way. Ashley's expression was taut. There was only one way out of this game for her, and it was winding up in front of her, just a few paces away. The first pitch was thrown. Ooh. The light clink as the arm released the horseshoe made my heart drop. It missed with a full thud on the dirt behind Ashley. Oh, God. They're playing horseshoes right now. A second, third, fourth, sixth pitches were thrown with wild abandon, as if purposely missing to prolong my own suffering. The anticipation was miserable. Oh, I could imagine just sitting there, just watching someone get played right now. Like, literally, they're playing horseshoes. That sucks, dude. Ashley's gray, sorrowful eyes seemed to meet mine from within the projected screen. I couldn't take any longer. I couldn't look any longer. I felt sick. I turned away in agony and heard the distinct sound of a pitch breaking bone. Ugh. Oh, I had to take a sip on that. Just imagining that. Oh. I could feel the life drain from my body. There was nothing but pain during her last moments. The pain that destroyed her body. That must have really hurt. And the pain that stung in her heart. Ooh, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying building up all this hope and cheer to eventually strike it down with a decisive kill. It's a little boring though. You participants killing for defensive reasons. We didn't even give a motive, which was a bit of a curveball, but interesting that a murder occurred nonetheless. Well, I mean, I suppose I did put Cyrus on blast for conniving with the Preservation Project group. He got in the way of the game after all. I guess it was beneficial for me in the end. The whole trial made my head spin. I felt wretched. I stared at the floor. Not a breath was heard from the others. They seemed just as stunned in the silence. And in the depths of our devastation, Eve's silvery voice crept in. I beseech you all to keep the memory of your friends close. It's awful. I don't want to remember this. Remain strong. As I nursed Ashley back to health, she kept asking aloud, is Echo okay? Is Echo okay? She cared for you until her last breath. Don't think for a second she didn't put everything on the line for you. Yeah, stop. But why me? Hey, that's awesome, B. I appreciate you for doing that. I apologize. I cannot say for certain what she was thinking, except Ashley, without a doubt, cared for you deeply. And we saw that. We definitely saw that. Shadow Zodiac, thank you for the donation. I forgot to say that. You're amazing. As difficult as it is, cling to what remains of Ashley. Her memory. Really? That's all you have this time, Eve? Some empty sentimentalism? You know, Eve claims to be on your side, but look what she's done. Why not just leave Ashley to die of the Complex 53 poisoning, Eve? Oh, I know why. Because you love reveling in the despair too. She nursed Ashley back to health so I could kill her. Ashley returned to us, only to be cruelly beaten to death. That is kind of messed up, but Eve kind of did that so Ashley could see Echo before she would go, right? Right? That's how I feel. That moment, that shred of relief, it was so quickly squashed, and it was so quickly mutilated into twisted dark feelings. How pathetic. You'll never end the game like this. You'll fail once more. Despair will triumph over hope, yet again, Eve. And it's all your fault. This is like Monomi and Monokuma. Zero and Eve warped away, and the courtroom was engulfed in silent darkness once again. Echo. Missy's voice was a whisper. She laid a gentle hand on my shoulder. Hey, let's get you out of here. I listlessly followed Missy out of the courtroom. Everyone else filtered out of the courtroom at their own pace as well, dissolving into their own individual lost thoughts for the evening. Dang. Well, we lost another one. It looks like Echo is going to be alone from here on out. No Ashley. It looks like they might build some kind of relationship with Missy, and that would be smart. Without a single word, Missy led me down to the living quarters hall to my personal room. Before I entered, Cannon stopped me out of nowhere. Ahem. I realized that must have been hard for you, Echo. But, here, just take this. Cannon handed me a photograph. Aw! It's all of them! Hey! The group, we're all here! We're all here! I love it! It was a photo the students gathered in the atrium. Everyone was in the photo except me and Cannon. I took this photo on the first day. It was after the first Killing Game announcement. That's my new desktop. This is my new freaking wallpaper on for my computer. This is amazing. After the Killing Game announcement, I recalled the moment in time. I went to my personal room after declining Ashley's invitation to use the spa lounge with Pandora. Art insisted that I work my magic and take a photo of the group since we'd be staying together as friends in this mansion. Despite that awful announcement, he still wanted to take a neat, pleasant picture. I'm a little embarrassed of it. I don't often photograph groups, but... Oh, that is so awesome! I love it. Good job, Canon. You're amazing. I hope this helps ease your pain. Why would you show me this? What do you mean? I don't want to see this. What a... Come on, Echo. Really? This idyllic scene of our friends who aren't with us anymore? The killings are too vivid in my mind for me to believe a simple photograph. I hate this. I'm sorry. I was just trying to help. No! Why would you rip this, you... Oh, wait, that was Canon that ripped it. Canon tore the photo in half. Happy. Canon spat her final remark with a huff before sulking off, her footsteps heavy on the carpet. Missy picked up the piece of the photograph. That was awfully cold of you, Echo. What do you want me to do? I mumbled. I have nothing to offer the world as an ultimate. I can't do anything. I feel like I lost myself in that trial. I had to detach myself from the people I care about. For what? The truth? I just scoffed. Dude, Echo is the worst pro tag ever. Yo, I think this is like one of the few times where I actually don't like the protagonist. I don't like the protagonist. After all, it was Missy's fault a gun was introduced to the group. It was her fault the gun fell into the wrong hands. Her fault I lost Ashley. Missy sighed softly. Echo better lose his pro tag card. It's Echo goes by they or them, by the way. But yeah, I agree. It was never my intention to get Ashley executed. I shrugged Missy away. I didn't want to listen to her. Echo, what the fart? Yeah, this is the first time I have not liked a pro tag. I don't like this pro tag. Well, I'm not supposed to like them, I don't think. From how Echo's acting, like, it's just hard for me to like them. I went to my personal room. I sat on the bed. I sat and I cried. Oh, that art is amazing, dude. I mean, I forgive this for not having executions because I feel like if they couldn't get the executions to like pop in this art style, it wouldn't look good. You know what I mean? Art and Ashley, they did a horrible thing for their friends. When pressed, the two of them only thought to protect the ones important to them. What an interesting concept. It's completely idiotic, though. They disregarded their lives for someone else. Selfless and stupid is what they were. Selflessness gets you nothing in return. In a game like this, you have to be selfish and act in self-preservation. Always look out for number one. Number one. Number one. Number... 10101. Wait, what? Don't tell me you're gonna hit me with the binary. Oh, there it is. I was like, don't tell me you're about to hit me with the binary. And there's the binary. 11037. I think this is a pretty interesting way to take Echo. I know. Dude, that was a good chapter, though. I liked it. Are we having an SDRE2 moment? It looked like it there. I don't agree with him, but I think he reacts in a much more unique way to the other protagonists. Yeah, that's what I like, though, Eris. Like, I personally don't like Echo, but I like Echo's character. I like the way they're portraying him in this. It's cool. You know, it's different. It's very refreshing. You know, he's not your typical average Makoto Nagi or Hajime or even Kaide with the happy Kaide or Shuichi even, right? The attack of the binary. Binary said despair, by the way. That all that was despair? That whole binary? Right? There's a difference between liking a character and appreciating them. Yeah. Echo feels very real to me, to be honest. Echo reminds me of Sarah in Your Turn to Die, actually. If I was to compare Echo to anyone, it wouldn't be any of the Danganronpa pro tags. It would be Sarah from Your Turn to Die. Sarah has some similarities. I slowly opened my eyes. My chest felt tight. I inhaled deeply and exhaled heavily, as if to expel my body of all the wound up fear that stirred inside. It didn't help much. My body felt leaden, my heart hollow. Rising from the bed, I shook the remnants of a trying sleep away. Looking at my surroundings, I noticed I had thrown the covers and pillows on the floor. It was strange. I had fallen asleep, but I saw no dreams or nightmares. My subconscious felt suspended in a null zone. The clock read 4:15. I rubbed the exhaustion from my eyes. Feeling numb and listless, I dragged my heavy body out of bed and shuffled toward the door, but I didn't know where to go. Even in other fangans, actually in most fangans, protagonists are fine after watching friends get brutalized, and that's good to continue the story, but does kill your protag? Yeah, it does. I haven't played Your Turn to Die. I should someday. Yeah, and Your Turn to Die... Actually, man, that last chapter... I don't want to spoil it. I'll leave it alone. All I'll say is that last chapter of Danganronpa Lapse, chapter 2, has a lot of similarities to the first... Was it the first chapter of Your Turn to Die? Yeah, I think it was the first chapter of Your Turn to Die. And I think some of you guys might know what I'm talking about there. I can't get too deep into it because I don't want to spoil other people, but I didn't know where to go. That's not true. I mumbled to myself. There was one place I could think of. I wasn't really putting two and two together, but now that somebody mentioned it in the comment section, I'm like, wait, hold up. I didn't like Your Turn to Die, so it's nice to see something in the same league that I do like. Right. I stepped out of my personal room and saw Lyle down the opposite hall. He just scowled and stomped off. I went on my way. Oh no, Marielle, it's not chapter 3 of Your Turn to Die. Your Turn to Die is not finished, actually. It's still going through chapter 3. There's a lot of content for it, though. So if you want to play through it, there's a ton of content. And to be honest with you, the way the last chapter kind of ended, it was pretty, like... How do I put it? How do I put it without spoiling it? It was fulfilling in my eyes. Like, it felt good. It felt good. I walked through the living quarters hall, through the foyer, and up the stairs to the second floor. I saw Sei standing in front of the spa lounge door, weeping gently. Sei, are you okay? Oh, wait, are we in chapter 3 now? I thought this was like an intermission or something, because it never even showed like chapter 3 art or anything, like it usually does. Caught off guard, Sei wiped her eyes. As I approached Sei from the staircase, something gleamed in her hands. It looked like a closed pocket watch. She stared at a burning hole in the door, rolling the small object between her fingers. After a moment, she managed to croak out a stiff response. This is kind of an intermission? Okay, cool. This is how it's supposed to happen, isn't it? What do you mean? We can't do anything. No matter how hard we try, it'll still end like this. I had nowhere to go before I came here, but now what do I do? She was visibly shaking. It was horrible seeing her like this. Ooh. I can console her or I can say nothing. Options, options, options. Hey, wait. What was that? What is this? Oh, okay. I couldn't say for certain I knew what exactly she was going through, but I just knew one thing. I understand how you feel, scared and alone. But if it's any consolation, at least we have each other. I let the words slip out, but in truth, I wasn't confident of that sentiment in my own heart yet. She rolled the delicate disc in her hands a few times again. I wonder what the item meant to her, if anything. Sei didn't respond. Instead, she wiped her tears and nodded. I spent some time with Sei in solitude. I played the prologue and I thought it was a more generic Zero Escape. And if the start doesn't grab me, I'm not willing to see much through these days. Oh, I feel you on that. Yeah, it does pick up. Like the prologue in Your Turn to Die is pretty slow. And I will agree, it's not very original, but it gets better. It does. Passing through the atrium, I spotted Forte gazing at the delicate globe centerpiece. He seemed to be humming to himself, but stopped when I approached. Evening, Echo. Hello, did I interrupt you? No, it's a melancholic tune. I would really rather not bother you further with it. Oh. It's a bitter, unfortunate situation we found ourselves in, isn't it? Despite the heavy words, his face read differently. His shoulders remained relaxed as he looked up past the globe at the dark, cool sky. I love when it's nighttime, dude. It looks so good. He seemed calm somehow. Tell me, Echo, how are you? Are you all right? Huh? Am I all right? There's a lot of options now. I don't like this. Yes. Yeah, I'm fine. Forte noticed my hesitance but didn't pry. Instead, he continued to hum at a low volume once more. So many options. I made my way through the atrium and up the stairs, arriving on the 3rd floor. I spotted Missy at the marble table in the center of the 3rd floor. She was contemplating something. Missy? What's up? Oh, Echo, excuse me. I hadn't noticed you. Missy looked unsettled. She might have been put off from what I did earlier. I closed the distance between us. What's that? This is... She moved to reveal a small decorated box. A gun! My revolver and a dagger. A dagger now too? How many weapons we got? Jeez. The 2 weapons shone dully in the dim light of the hallway. I discovered the dagger when Cyrus allowed me to explore the room of my associate. Needless to say, I didn't wish to take it with me, but here it is again, as if it were following me. And the gun? Cleaned and posed for reuse. It looks like it was the only thing to emerge from the wreckage of the smoke lounge. I see. The dangerous tools needed to continue the game were returned to the players. I stared at the weapons in her hands. I wanted more than anything to tear them out of her hands and... Nice looking weapons though, yeah, they are pretty nice. And I didn't even know what I would do if I had them. Missy getting a whole armory? I know! They're giving her all the weapons! I suppose it's inescapable. Missy snapped me out of my thoughts. Where there is love, grief will be following close behind. Missy seemed to harbor a great concern for whoever this dagger belonged to. You know what's really up? Is Echo lost 2 love interests, y'all. Pandora seemed like she was going to be the sweet one that really cared for and loved Echo. And she would have been an awesome love interest, right? But then she perished. And then we had Ashley, our good best friend from childhood, right? Now she perished. So it's like, it's like, man, Echo, I feel bad for you. Can I ask, who was this person? Missy hesitated. A former lover. A former love? Hold on, wait, what? I don't think I need to tell you how important, no, precious she was. Are we, wait, hold on. Are we getting some confirmation about something here? So much so that I foolishly endangered everyone. The traces and signs of our friends, they've been placed to provoke us. The danger is analogous to seeing Silva's helmet. They are items of close regards, and to see them away from their respective owner is distressing. I withheld this information because if everyone realized the truth of these items right away, we would all become distraught and lose our bearings in the midst of saving ourselves. But I just don't know anymore. I thought I knew what I was doing, but nothing makes sense. The more time we spend here, the less I know. Morbid curiosity, the desire to delve further and further into a dark well for a pinch of hope, it has driven me to no satisfying end. And now I'm making you suffer my consequences. Missy. Another heavy sigh escaped her lips. I've never felt so aimless. Missy gets the weapons because queer rights. I love that. Echo, I don't expect forgiveness from you for what I did. Simply put, I introduced a weapon to the fray, which eventually caused Ashley's downfall. Forgiveness? Ooh, hey, they took this game in a whole nother direction. A whole nother direction. Now we're getting so many options to choose from. This is the only friend I got. I'm gonna forgive her. I understood why she did what she did. Leaving the weapon out was a show of belief that we would do no harm. I understood in theory, but Missy, you don't need to indulge me. Missy looked at me with earnest eyes. It's easy to want to connect those two damning things together to find a reason within the tragedy, but it's merely not healthy. The truth of the bigger picture is this. Ashley meant to protect the one she cared about. And she truly wanted to remove a threat from our group, having faith that we remain students won't do harm to each other after the fact. Despite that, regardless of the risks she took, we're still here participating in this seemingly endless game. Our predicament doesn't appear so black and white, does it? I'm sorry. I can't seem to form my thoughts. Missy's composure was fractured. She was shouldering the insurmountable weight of guilt. I didn't know what to say. I assume you've come up here for the same reason as I. I'm sorry for taking so much of your time. I'll leave you be. And thank you for trusting me during the trial. I regret having put you through all that. I nodded almost invisibly as Missy made her exit down the stairs. I realized Missy was right. The situation was too complicated to make strict judgment on what was just or unjust. At the end of the day, everyone was in pain. Why should I perpetuate it by being so callous to them? I sighed. Arriving where my subconscious had urged me, I stood still. I stood in the casino, feeling phantom traces of what happened just hours ago exasperate my bones. My mind wishfully wandered back to a time before this terrible game, a peaceful time before the despair. Ooh, backstory. Yeah, I am, Ariel. I am. It was just the other night. Ashley and I were talking about nothing in particular, but we knew our time together would come to an end. The autumn season was coming to a close. Just a few more months for our new phase of life to rise from the horizon. We were relishing the bright, warm sun of the present before it set into a peerless night. Sitting in comfortable, familiar silence, we enjoyed each other's company. Aww. Come on. Have you decided where you want to go? No, not yet. I was thinking about taking a gap year to travel. Traveling sounds like a dream, seeing different people and expanding your worldview. Yeah, but then I'd have to worry about my finances if I'm on the road often. That's what sucks too, right? I think we all would love to travel, but finances, man. Finances. Hey, thank you, Rage Maniac. Stay safe also. Love you too. Don't fret. There's always other options. Maybe you could travel locally. There could be interesting sights in the next city that you never knew about. That's a good idea. I've never really thought about that since I just walk everywhere in the city. What about you? Any interesting prospects? Well, Papa wants me to help on the ranch a little more. The new season's coming up and we're expecting some competitors to stop by. Oh yeah, the races. You get pretty busy during those weeks, right? It's hectic, but it's fun. And I don't mind helping. In fact, I was still unsure about what I was going to do after school anyway. This gives me more time to think. Okay, so this gives me to I got a question for you guys, for the chat. So y'all know, right? When it comes to dating, most girls, most females will say that they like taller men. Do you guys feel that way? Do people in the chat, if you swing that way, if you are heterosexual, like, do you feel that way? Does your partner have to be taller than you? I mean, shorter than you. If you're a female, do they have to be shorter than you? Or wait. Yeah, taller than you. Nah, I like shorter men. When it comes to dating and just like that, I'm not qualified to answer this question. Got you. You're okay. You like shorter men, though. I've read enough fanfic to know that's the case indeed. Absolutely not. I'm fine with shorter men. Okay, that's good. I could care less of their height, to be honest. Hey, not caring? A lot of people like to hear that. Nah, they have to make me laugh. I feel that. I don't really mind. I just care about personality. I don't care about their heights. Hey, I wish more people were like that. No, my partner doesn't have to be taller than me. I don't care about height. Any height's fine with me. Man, because I watch a lot of dating shows, right? Just because that's just how I am. And most dating shows, sadly, it's heterosexual dating. You know what I mean? Like they barely have any gay dating shows, to be honest with you. I noticed that recently, and it kind of sucks. Anyways, but I watch these shows, and every time a girl pops up on those shows, they're always like, he's got to be taller. He's got to be taller than me. And most of the time, it's like almost significantly taller, like hella tall compared to them. Like they're like 5'5", and they're talking about they want somebody that's like 6'3". You know what I mean? 6'4". I'm like, dang, that's a height difference. But I can't be heterosexual, but I don't care how tall they are. Besides, I'm 5'11", so most of the time it's not noticeable. That's true, Aries. Interesting question, but I'm pretty sure height doesn't matter for me. People like me, who I am. Not by choice though, probably because I'm too socially anxious to put myself out there. I don't mind, but tall people scare me. Tall people scare you? Oh no. Now I don't date much being ace, but I don't care if their height, just be nice and funny. As a gay guy, I don't really care for their height. It all depends on their ethics and personality. I feel you. Even if I did date men, I don't really care about height. It's stupid. People think about that. It's true. It's okay to be so specific. I mean, it's okay to have everybody has their preferences, right? And I feel like that's okay. Because I used to be like that, right? I used to say like, why do people have all these like outrageous, specifications with dating and stuff like that? And I'm like, it's okay if people do. Honestly, we all have our preferences and it's all right. I'm not going to shame people for having their particular preferences of, partner. I like shorter men if we're talking men or men my height, because I think having accessible eye contact is cute. That's true. If that makes sense. I get you. I like tall men. I mean, literal freaking giants. Really? Dang. Giants? As an omnisexual demi-arrow ace, 5 feet person, I don't care about height as long as they're kind. Oh, that's sweet. I'm asexual aromantic, but I wouldn't care about the height. Got you. It sucks for height though, since you can't change it. Yeah, you can't. You just got to deal with it, right? And some more time with Hyperion. I'm sure he would miss you if you left. Of course, I would miss him too. We laughed lightly. I don't think you have to worry too much. If anything, you have a future at the ranch with your father. It's a good fallback, just in case anything were to happen, right? Yeah, a good fallback. A pondering silence drifted. I think you should travel, though. It would be wonderful to hear all about your journey. Nothing is really keeping you down, no? Not really, but the idea is a little daunting. Learning new languages to get around, not to mention finding the money to do so, it's a little risky. And we're probably not going to have many chances to see each other. There's always a million reasons not to do something. Yeah. Besides, if you ever get tired of traveling, I'll always be here. Aw, that's so sweet. Just don't forget about me, okay? She flashed me that warm, comforting smile of hers. That's adorable. Don't forget. I felt my heart swell. Aw. Don't forget. Don't forget about me, Echo. I returned to the first floor after some time. Passing through the foyer, I saw Missy and Forte having dinner in the dining hall. Hello again, Echo. Are you well? Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Missy, I'm sorry if I was unresponsive earlier. I just needed some time to sort out my thoughts. I understand. We're all going through a lot right now. Yeah. Even though we shared a mutual sentiment, our eyes never met during the exchange. Forte broke the silence. Echo, would you like to join us for dinner? It's been a trying day. You ought to take a moment to unwind. No. No, thank you. I had so many things on my mind and no appetite to feed the thoughts. Will you be all right? Yeah, I just have a lot to think about. Something that I've noticed is people who are in the LGBTQIA plus community they're not very picky with preferences, I've noticed, for the most part. I've met a lot of people who are just like open to just having a partner who just understands them and are just fun to be around. They're not really looking at, their facial appearance or, their physical appearance at all or anything like that. They just want somebody that they can be with, that's enjoyable. I think that's really sweet. Yeah, I just have a lot to think about. Well, don't push yourself too hard, and don't be a stranger if you do end up wanting to join us. Sure thing. Thanks. I left Missy and Forte to enjoy their meal in peace. My specific requirement is men. Bye, guy, and yeah, that's true for me. I feel that. What I need in a man: 7 foot, rodents along his spine, causes blackouts when he says my name, subsists himself on my fears and dreams, and people don't talk about him. I love that. I wandered the middle of the main foyer and paused. Something was bothering me. One concern I had involved someone I hadn't seen all evening. Should I visit Cannon? Maybe? Let's visit her. I figured since I didn't run into her at the atrium or anywhere along the way, Cannon must have been in her room. I went down the living quarters hall and knocked on the door engraved with her school symbol. Cannon, are you there? I just wanted to apologize. There was no response. I knocked once more for good measure. Silence again. Okay. I guess she doesn't want to talk to me. It is now 9 p.m. Nighttime will begin at 10 p.m. Facilities will be closed until 7 a.m. the next morning. Even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. If she were in her room, she didn't want to be disturbed. There wasn't much I could do. I slowly shuffled off. Aww. Wait, is that her? Oh, she was just in her room just like, man, screw you. I couldn't help but feel guilty for denying Cannon's help, despite her tried sincerity. I wonder if I can get the photo pieces back from Missy. But nighttime had come before I knew it. I would have to ask Missy about her torn photograph tomorrow. I returned to my personal room and sat on the bedside. I felt sick and shattered. We just passed the first half of this so-called game and lost 4 of 10 students in our group. With 3 more days on the horizon, I feared for what could become of our already sparse community. I settled into bed and closed my heavy eyes. My thoughts were entangled in question after haunting question. The words, sights, and memories blurred together with no answer in the horizon. I let go. Images unwound and spilled into the night. Sleep would eclipse my mind as another night passed. I wonder if Lyle is going to be right about this game not being real. Like them being in some kind of like simulation type thing. I feel like he was onto something there. You know? Chapter 3, Dignity and Diligence. I like that art there. That was nice. I hate that the joke went way over my head. I know. It went over a lot of people's heads. Eris did good with that one. But with that being said, that was chapter 3. Or that was chapter 2. We're done with chapter 2. We're going on to chapter 3 now. We did the little intermission for chapter 3, and that was nice. I'm liking all of these options. I wonder if there's a lot of like branching directions that we can go with this game. You know what I mean? That's going to be interesting to see like later on. I want to see if there's a lot of bad endings to this. So as somebody said earlier, I think there's 3 chapters and an epilogue or something like that. Like an ending, but it's going to be long. As you guys can see, there's still 3 days left. We're on day 5. There's 7 days. So I have a feeling this game's going to be pretty long. I know one of my friends said they beat it in like 10 hours, kind of going slow. So we'll probably beat it in the next few streams. I wouldn't doubt. This game has great art. It does. That title makes me think Say or Missy's gonna perish. One has lots of dignity and diligence while the others lacks in both. Ooh, I like that prediction. I like this chapter more than the first one. Can't wait to see how 3 plays out. Yeah, same. Mine's is 12:27 a.m. I hope Forte will still live and see you next time, Blaze. Bye. See everybody next time. Thank you for stopping by. Hit that like button if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next episode of Danganronpa Lapse. Before you guys go, though, I just wanted to say one thing. I think I'm going to stream on the weekend. Probably on Saturday is the next stream. I won't be streaming tomorrow and Friday, though. But there will be videos going up on one of those days. I think tomorrow I'm putting up a video. But yeah, so Friday I'm going to be taking a break. I'm just going to take a break, hang out for myself, and then I'll be back on Saturday for another live stream. So yeah. But bye, guys. Thanks for coming. See you later.